Hello Libra, welcome to your monthly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the month of March 2023. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I'm providing, okay? Remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And look at that, universe or world card. It kind of leaves the thing open, right? We need some context for that, for sure. Find out what's going on this month. March is the spring equinox, and the weather is going to be changing. Things are going to be changing for sure for all of us. Let's do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card, and we're going to put that right there. We're not going to look at it until the very end of the reading, so please stick around until the end, okay? We're going to see if that can tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we're looking for at the end. All right. So we started with this universe or world card. I feel like you're a very patient person. I feel like you are kind of waiting on something, maybe on someone. Okay. We see some court cards here in the past and the future. So I kind of feel like you're in between a couple of people right now, waiting for some kind of action on their part. Now, in the past, I'm not trying to jump around too fast, but in the past we have a Knight of Discs. In the future we have a Knight of Cups. I feel like it might be a fire sign person in your life that you're kind of waiting for. But we'll get to that. First, I want to talk about you. And I think you're someone that is intensely patient. I think that you are very tolerant, very accepting. Okay. I think that you're waiting on this, and it could be that you've been waiting for a little while. You know, it could be that you are finding a bit of a challenge being assertive, being confident, being kind of outspoken, being direct, right? It could be that you are waiting on this other person and they're making you wait a while, you know? And you're kind of wondering, okay, well, when is it reasonable for me to just say, okay, you either decide right now or I'm out of here? You know? Like, what is the deadline for you? I think that you tend to give people a lot of opportunity. You tend to give people a really kind of wide berth. You allow them a lot of room to do what they need to do, and that's very, very important, I think, right? We don't want to crowd people. We don't want to pressure people. I think that this may be even related to a work thing. Could be that you're waiting on something, a decision from your boss, your employer, a coworker, the company, or something that you're trying to get in with. I feel like they're making you wait. Okay, and I feel like you really feel like you're kind of just idling now. It's almost that we're just kind of drifting around in space, you know, just kind of looking at the scenery, waiting for someone else to take action. Okay, and I feel that you are starting to wonder, okay, when is that line? When is it okay for me to feel like they're just giving me the runaround? Like, when is this, you know, when is this actually them kind of being assholes? And, you know, or am I just kind of overreacting? Am I being a little bit too pushy or pressuring too much? Okay. There's a fine line there. And I think it's maybe something that you've always struggled with. I think that for a long time you have been on one side of the other of that fence, right? You've either acted impulsively and, you know, been too kind of forceful or adamant or pressuring, or you've been the other way and you've allowed people too much time to where now they think they can just kind of, string you along for as long as they want, right? So there's a balance that's needed there, okay? There needs to be a way to really bring this what I think is a more kind of abstract issue or philosophical question, ethical question, down into a practical arena, a practical environment, right? It has to be taken on a case-by-case basis. And it really is something that only you kind of understand the details of the situation. So only you really are going to know, when is enough enough? When are you done kind of waiting and allowing this, giving this person all of this slack, and when is it time for you to really tighten that rope and start reeling it in and just say now or never, I'm getting the feeling that there's a T name involved here, either with the person or with the company. I'm getting a T sound. I'm also getting the image of a cross, or like maybe that's just the letter T, but I almost feel like maybe it's a medical thing, maybe it's a medical company or something, because I'm getting like a not a billboard, but a marquee or a sign or something, like on the side of a building that's just a large white cross. I don't know if that is if that represents who you're waiting for, or the company that you're trying to get involved in, or what it could be. The recent past now. So this Knight of Pentacles here. This is the fire, I think, is representing this person or this company as well. Okay, so it could be a fire sign person, could be something related to your career, your ambition, your purpose, your mission in life. And I think you're trying to get in a practical way. I think there's a physical component here. So it's either a promotion or getting hired somewhere, or you're trying to start this work or this project with someone, this kind of physical earthly life. It could be that you're waiting for, it could be a romantic interest or something, right? And you're waiting for them to make a move because you're looking for this physical part. You're looking for this this real, this tangible, this manifested thing. Okay. So if that's, security or stability, exclusivity, or, the steady income, right? You're looking for the physical, like I can touch it kind of component, So the physical job or the physical relationship, the commitment on this plane, right? On the horizontal plane. And this is the person that is kind of stringing you along, right? And there's the practical component to it, like I said. But in the future, that practical component is becoming this emotional component. Okay. So I feel like this is something that really affects your happiness and your well-being. Okay. It affects your sense of destiny, your sense of purpose. Okay. This still could be career, could be personal, could be a platonic relationship, could be a romantic relationship. But it is something that really affects your happiness, right? And I feel like this person has too much control over your happiness right now. Like their decision is really, their decision to enact this physical part of things, hiring in with this company, or beginning this relationship, or taking it to the next level, or whatever it is exactly. I feel like that has a lot of bearing on your kind of inner happiness, right? Your soul level happiness. And I feel like that's a lot of control for someone else to have, So it's like whatever decision they make is really going to affect how you feel in a major way, right? And at the top of the Path of the Dove, we have this Art or Temperance card. So I feel like you're kind of split between them having the control, giving them the opportunity and the space to make their decision, or for you to kind of turn on the fire yourself and make the decision for them. If they're going to delay, if they're going to string you along, if they're going to give you the runaround, when is enough enough? So this is really you beginning to think about that and consider that. I think you're starting to draw that line, but it's like you draw the line and then you just kind of erase it and you say, well, maybe I need to move it back a little bit or move it forward a little bit. There's some uncertainty there. about how you're going to handle this. But I think you are the type of person that has been striving for this kind of balance, this kind of this equilibrium between your assertiveness and your confidence and your aggression, kind of, right? Because you are, this cardinal air sign. So you're kind of impulsive. You have this skill and this ability to just act forcefully, and it's a rush of energy, And you're also trying to learn how to dial that back a little bit, but not too far to when you become just all of this passive, water-yielding, adaptive energy. It's good to be adaptive. It's good to be adaptive, but not to the point that we let other people take advantage of us. And I think that's kind of where you're going back and forth. We see a lot of splits in the reading here, right? We see these two knights that are split between the earth and the water. We see the Ardor Temperance card, which is split between the opposites and the kind of the decision-making process. And should you be more fire? Should you be more water? Should you, act on your impulse and act from your kind of, your fiery spirit? Or should you be more yielding like water? Should you be more rational, more tolerant? So there's the split there. We see a split even with this central Eight of Cups right in the middle. This is a split between your glass being half full, your glass being half empty. I feel like you're really waiting on this person or this entity to tell you what you're going to feel, right? Does that make sense? You're waiting for them to give you their decision or their answer, really, and that's gonna determine whether your glass is filling up or emptying, right? Because this could really go either way. It looks now like things are kind of draining out of it. Is this person going to fill your cup back up, or are they just is it going to continue this leak? And I feel like the further you get in this kind of limbo, this idling kind of waiting, very patiently waiting, I feel like the further along we get in this, the more water is just trickling out of this. You're kind of losing hope, and you're starting to think, well, this is not going to happen. And so how long are you going to allow this water to drain out before you start plugging the leaks yourself, before you start filling the water back up, before you start looking elsewhere for what you need and what you're seeking in life? Because I feel like this is a lot of power to give someone else. Okay. I feel like this is a lot of power to give someone else. And with the Knight of Cups in the future, it feels like you are kind of looking toward them some point, hopefully soon, to start filling this cup back up. Because your cup's kind of getting empty, Down beneath everything, thankfully, we've got this Nine of Wands. This is a real strength. This is you really forging. It's almost like this is the alchemist, and this is the elixir. This is like the metallurgist, and this is what they're forging, in their fire. And this is a real strength. This is a real ability to listen to your gut, listen to your instinct, and act on that certainty, on that inner strength, right? In a way that's not impulsive. It's not just this cardinal air that is just like a strong wind that's like let loose on everybody. But it's a very controlled, it has this real sense of purpose and strength and certainty, okay? So I think you are someone who's very capable of doing the very difficult things. You're very capable of matching your kind of inner resolve, your principles, the way that you feel, what you truly believe, and acting on it in a very controlled but effective manner. Okay, you have a real strength of character. Okay, I think you're a very strong person, even though in this situation, right, it feels like we're just kind of waiting around for someone else. We're giving someone else the power. But even that takes a certain amount of strength, right? A certain amount of strength to resist the urge to be that impulsive, fiery kind of energy. Okay, so the self-control takes a lot of strength. But is that strength put into the kind of wrong context? Is it strength that's used in maybe an incorrect way? Because I think it is a lot of power that you're giving someone else. Okay. And we're going to move to the path of the serpent now, because this is all about your power. Okay. First thing we've got is this emperor energy. This is you taking your power back, right? This is you being calm, cool, and collected, but strong, but assertive, confident. You're the authority of your life, right? And I think that's kind of where we're going with this Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is really what the Emperor is utilizing. And it's not gender specific. This is a resolve, a certainty, a confidence that we're able to calmly express into the external world, into our lives. This is giving somebody an ultimatum. This is telling people what you expect when you expect it. You're not being unreasonable when you assert yourself. Okay. What I think is unreasonable is giving someone else carte blanche to take their time, take as much time as you need. Get back to me whenever it's convenient for you. Yeah, that's okay, but I don't mean that absolutely. You know, I mean, within reason. I know we all say that. Oh, take your time. Take your time, but don't take my time, right? If you can't make a decision, I'll make it for you, okay? If it's something that affects you this deeply, there has to come a point where you decide to, maybe you got to be the asshole a little bit. Excuse my language. But I really think that the Emperor has that capability, and I think that's the kind of energy that you're building toward. I think you're already developing a lot of this energy. I mean, we see that with the Temperance card up here. That fiery energy is starting to coalesce, starting to concentrate. And I think it really is going to concentrate in this Emperor energy for you. Okay. In the environment, we see the Ace of Pentacles here. It feels to me like this is something about a job, about a career, about, getting into a company, or, maybe a schooling or something like that. Something that's affecting your physical future, maybe your financial future. And I almost feel like through this Emperor energy, it's going to, rather than putting an end to this opportunity or cutting off the deadline for it, and at least putting a stop to all this waiting, I feel like in some ways this is going to create an opportunity for you. By being this Emperor energy, by being assertive, being in control and confident, maybe that is going to really open their eyes to what kind of person you really are. And maybe that's going to really open the door for you. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like sometimes you've got to put your foot in the door. You've got to push your way in a little bit for people to see that you really do have the strength and the commitment and the ambition to do this. It's almost like that's what they're kind of waiting for. Do you know what I mean? So it could be that that's how you really get what you want in this situation, by just being a little bit forceful, being a little bit more assertive and confident, making the decision, showing the other, if this is an entity, a company, a person, that you're not just yielding and passive, that you can be direct, that you can be a leader, that you can take charge. Maybe that's what they need to see from you. And even if this doesn't work out, I feel like that is opening you up to this kind of energy that is going to create new opportunities for you. That's going to allow you to see the opportunities that are probably all around you right now, okay, for the taking. And it's just about transitioning into this more kind of active energy. We see a Four of Cups next. This is in the position of your fears, worries, and concerns. I think this is the idea that you are going to, by acting this forcefully or acting in this kind of dominating, assertive way, that you are going to turn people off, that you're going to, lose the interest or the respect of people, which honestly I feel like it would be the opposite. Okay, just based on this Emperor and on this Ace of Discs, I feel like that's going to increase your, your appearance to others, right? That's going to it's going to improve, I think, the kind of outward perception of you. But I think you're worried that there's still going to be this kind of idleness, that it's still going to just be you're acting with this energy and you're cutting yourself off from opportunity. You're cutting yourself off from joy and pleasure and that happiness. Because we said that this situation, whatever it is directly affecting your happiness, your purpose, your sense of meaning, your well-being, your future happiness, right? So that's what you're worried about. You're worried about doing the wrong thing and sabotaging your own future happiness, okay? 4 of Cups here, it's nothing terrible, but it's just, it's a lack of excitement. It's a lack of fulfillment. It's a lack of pleasure and joy and satisfaction. It's not the opposite, but it's a lack of anything more than just kind of baseline, blah, right? And that's your concern. You don't want to shoot yourself in the foot. You don't want to sabotage yourself, okay? But that's the obstacle. That's kind of the internal mental emotional obstacle that you have to get over, And the next card that we see over that hump is this Ace of Wands. This is you taking the fiery energy and utilizing it, going with it. Trying and failing is kind of better than being passive and letting someone else decide for you. You know what I mean? So this is really kind of taking your fiery energy in your hands and carrying it forward as a torch. Being confident, being bright, being energetic and expressive, right? Not being too passive and yielding, not too adaptable. You can adapt, sure, fire's adaptable. But fire is not going to adapt to the point that it extinguishes itself. As soon as it feels that it's starting to kind of dim and be extinguished, it's going to rush and find new opportunities, right? To keep its light going, keep its energy going. And this is what we see in the kind of final outcome for you, I think, is really taking the bull by the horns, taking the, maybe the ram by the horns. This is the wand or the scepter that the emperor is wielding, I should say. So I think that this really is kind of the beginning and the end for you. This is, I think, really what needs to happen. And become this emperor and grab hold of this wand, this fiery Ace of Wands, this fire energy, and utilize that to create your opportunities, to create your happiness, okay? Because relying on whoever this person is or this entity, they're not going to do it for you. Or if they are, it's still going to be something that is kind of, it's been at their command, at their whim, not something that's being self-directed. Let's look at this mystery card and see if this has something to do with self-direction, right? The pursuit of our own happiness. This is going to be a 9 of Cups, maybe. Maybe a 9 of Cups. Let's find out. Well, this is the Death card. Now, this is not a dire, terrible, terrifying card. This is a card about renewal. This is a card about putting to rest that old way of doing things and growing something new, becoming something new, transforming into something, right? I think what you're transforming into is from the path of the dove, right? Putting this to rest, becoming this emperor, right? Becoming the emperor, again, not gender specific, becoming the leader of your own life, right? Be the director of your own film, your own destiny, right? Take charge of things. So this is a real transformation. It's a real opportunity for transformation and growth for you, okay? But I feel like it is kind of a definite transition. I don't feel like it's a gradually moving into something else. I feel like this is kind of cutting down, laying to waste that past energy and becoming this new fiery, assertive, confident, but again, balanced energy, The only thing that I would have liked to see a little bit more of here is some air energy. But we do have this Death card, and I think that this is quite important in terms of understanding that it's not just a kind of gradual blending. We had this art card. You're starting to kind of think, well, maybe, do I need to, give an ultimatum? Do I need to draw a line? Where's the boundary? Where is the limit? I think it needs to be very assertive, very cut and dry, very kind of night and day, And I think that's how you really make this distinct transition, and I think it's a turning point in your life. I really do. I think this is a fresh start for you, not only in terms of this current opportunity, maybe this is not the opportunity for you, but by being this Emperor energy, by being assertive and confident and being direct, you are preparing yourself for the right opportunity for you, and you're not wasting any time on something that's not working. Something that is at somebody else's whim. I think this is a very good confirmation. Now, Libra, we're going to do an extended. If you want to stick around, click on the link that's right up here. You can have access to all of the extended readings. This was your tarot reading for March 2023 here on Dove and Serpent Tarot.